Okay, welcome back. This will be the final module of the Outdoor Soccer Officials Training. We're going to recap all of this when you guys come out to the fields on September 8th. We'll remind you of some of those dates at the end of this, but we'll go over lead and trail responsibilities as some positioning for you all. And then, again, we'll recap that on the 8th. So with two officials, we have a lead and a trail official. So the lead official is you guys will each have one side of the field. We'll show you a picture here in a minute. And the lead official is whoever that ball is on that side of the field. So if you're in charge of the left side of the field and the ball is on that side, you'll be the lead, and then the trail will be the other side, and vice versa when we go to the right side of the field. So when you're the lead, you're going to want to stay ahead of the play. So you're going to have to anticipate a little bit, but you're responsible for that whole sideline and then the end line, which includes the goal. So you're going to be determining if a goal counts or not. So on those close ones that are on the touchline, what we went over in one of the previous modules, that is going to be your call. And you are also the primary person who is responsible for penalties inside of the box. So just during the general play, you'll be responsible for that entire box, and the trail may be able to help out a little bit, and we'll break that down for you. On the trail side, so you're trailing the play, so you will catch behind the ball, and so you'll be responsible for that sideline and then the opposite end line. So when it's on your side, you'll be responsible for the goals on that side, but particularly you're on the sideline for that, and it'll be your whistle to start off all kickoffs throughout the game. So you'll see here the left side, that'll be the lead for this play, and the trail is on the opposite side. The trail is typically closer to the end line or closer to the midline, so that is why you will be the one blowing it in. And then so the lead, which will be whoever has the ball, will be attacking that way, so that's why you'll be down the field a little bit and you'll be the lead. So on the kickoff, you can see the blue, that is where the trail is responsible for, and the lead is responsible for the green. On a goal kick, so the team where the ball is in this graphic, they'll be kicking the ball the other way. The trailer is responsible for that whole side, and then you'll see the lead, even though they're not all the way down there, they'll always have that strip because that sideline, they'll have the best view of that. And that gray that's right in the middle, that'll mean that both the trail and the lead are responsible for any fouls or any calls that are in that area. So on a corner kick, and the next one we'll see on a penalty kick, you'll see how far down the trail needs to be. And that is because there is so much action that happens inside of the penalty box at that point that both the trail and the lead will be responsible for that. So you can stick to kind of your side, but if you see anything in there, go ahead and put a whistle on it and go ahead and call it. You have that right because the majority of players will be inside that box at that point. And then the rest of it, you'll see that green sliver. The lead is always going to be responsible for that entire end line. Even though the trail is down there, the lead is actually on that plane of vision, and we're responsible for goals as well as out of bounds on the end line. Penalty kick, you'll see the lead pinch in a little bit. They'll be responsible for calling the goals, and then the trail also comes in because, again, the majority of the action will be inside the penalty box. Either the penalty taker will score a goal or there'll likely be a rebound, and in that case, all the players will be flooding towards that ball at that point. The next one that we see is a throw-in. So you'll see all that lead is responsible for up there and trail is responsible for this side, again, covering that whole sideline. And then the throw-in going the other way, you'll see the lead and the trail, the L and the T there flip because now the ball is going to that right side of the field. So the person who was just previously the trail, now the ball's on that side, they'll become the lead, and the opposite side will be the trail. And then here's a good graphic of moving with the play. So as you'll see, we'll go back there for a minute. So you can see here where the ball moves, you'll see the lead get ahead of the play, and then when it comes back, the L and the T won't switch, but you'll see the trail also get ahead of the play on this side. So following, getting ahead, ball comes this way, the trail is ahead of the play. And the idea is that we're going to keep the play boxed in throughout the entirety of the play. So you will all have your fields that you're responsible for, and you'll keep the ball between you all. You'll kind of keep that diagonal line is the best way to think about it throughout the field. And here we'll look at some videos as well. Some good positioning, some not so good. So this one is pretty good. However, I think that the trail here is a little bit far back for a corner. I think that he can go ahead and step up a few paces, maybe step into the field a little bit, so that way he can see any calls that are on this side and within the penalty area. Remember, on a corner kick, he is responsible for inside the penalty area as well. So being this far away, a little bit harder to judge. I think he could be in better position. On this throw-in, this is pretty good positioning as well. Yeah, I think that's fine. And they're boxing in the play. You'll see him start to anticipate. He sees the goalkeeper of gray has that ball, of green rather, sorry. And he's going to go ahead and anticipate and try and get ahead of the play while keeping his eyes on the player still. Here we see this. This is pretty good. He has the call. It looks like he gives a throw in. May or may not have been a foul. That's up to his discretion. He does do a good job of seeing a substitution at that point. So he goes ahead, puts his hand up and stops the play and allows a substitute to come in. Could have hustled a little bit more down to the end line so he could get a better view, but overall not too bad. It's right in front of him so he can see everything. Here we see another substitution coming in. You can see communication between the two officials there. Both have their hand up calling for subs, and that is good. You can see the trail official back there holding his hand up, showing this official that play is not ready, puts his hand down, and then down in the corner here, you can see behind the goal they're going to be taking a corner kick. Another thing that I don't really like here is that trail official is very, very far back. Very hard to make calls inside the box from all the way back there. When he has that responsibility, he needs to be hustling, getting all the way up there so that he can see plays in the box. I think it's just being a little bit lazy, and I don't think that we have much of a place for that. So we're going to expect you to hustle, expect you to get in position to make the best calls. So that's the note there. A little bit more hustle and a little bit more effort given, and he could be in a good position to make the right calls. Here we see another example. I don't love where he is either. He's down past the end line, where I think he could be more towards the corner flag. He makes a call there, which is good, lets him know it's in play, and he's able to see that goal line. However, I think he could take a step to his left so we can see the entire touch line as well. Again, a little bit nitpicky, but I think just being in the best position makes you more credible, allows you to be a better official. What I want to point out in this one is the female referee who is in the top right of the screen. You still can't see her, even though that's the corner flag. So she needs to, now she pops in her frame. She should have been all the way down there following the play. The play's way ahead of her, and she's taking a light jog. We don't need you to sprint, but if you just jog a little bit quicker, get down to the end line, stay in front of the play, you anticipate that a little bit better, and you'll be in a better position. So I think a little bit more hustle given there could be good as well. What you'll see here is that gray player standing well within 10 yards. So this official needs to come down. Again, he kind of had to jog a long way if he was in better position and with the ball. That's only the midline there, so it's not like that play is way down there. So he backs him up, does a good job of that, does a good job of stopping the green player because he asked him to move him back, the play needs to start on his whistle. So he waits, starts it on his whistle, and all good to go. Just a little bit more hustle down here would have been better. So that way, we're not wasting people's time, or we're able to get this play started again. We're wasting a good 10 to 15 seconds here to get the play back and going where we don't necessarily need to. Here, probably should have been a foul called there. I don't believe that we had a whistle on this. And it takes a long time for our official to get into position here. So it looks like she was coming from way down the end line. Again, just a little bit more hustle would be better. Because she was all the way down the end line, she did not see the foul that occurred, didn't put a whistle on it. Clearly, at least one, probably two fouls that happened there, and she just gives a throw in instead of calling either of the fouls. And again, at that point, you can see her walk into the frame, finally get the play started after about 10 seconds, and then while the play's moving, Now she starts to walk back, even though she's in charge of that touchline down there. So again, we're just looking for a little bit more hustle. Stay invested in the game. It's going to make you a better official. It's going to make the time go by faster too. It's going to be more fun if you're more invested in the game. If you're not so invested and you're just taking a leisurely stroll out there, it's going to be a long, boring shift. People are going to get upset with you. So again, just be invested, show a little bit of hustle, and you'll be better off for it.